Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Eatin Good in the Woods Campground Reviews. Today we're going to visit another stunner in the South Carolina State Park system. This is Lake Greenwood State Park in 96, South Carolina. So y'all follow me. I'm going to show you around. Before we go any further, I'd like to remind you guys, please don't forget to mash that subscribe button, give me a big old thumbs up, maybe even leave me a comment or two. I sure would appreciate it. Wanted to tell you guys about this great app too, RV Parky. What a wonderful app to go find campgrounds all over this great country of ours. And it's absolutely free. Check your Play Store. I gotta tell you, there's very little I could tell you about this park that it doesn't just say for itself. But I'm gonna give it a whirl. Lake Greenwood State Park is known locally as the host site for the South Carolina Festival of Flowers Triathlon, held each June. In addition to hosting the annual triathlon, the park provides year-round opportunities for excellent South Carolina bass fishing, boating, and offers shoreline campsites and nature trails. This park was built, as well as 16 others, by the Civilian Conservation Corps, and many of the original structures built by the CCC work team remain standing as a fine example of their architecture. The history and contributions to all of South Carolina state parks are shown in an interactive exhibit at the CCC Museum in the Drummond Center. If you're into bass fishing, come to Lake Greenwood State Park and compete in the annual triathlon, or take a leisurely stroll along the nature trails and enjoy some of South Carolina's premium world-class bass fishing. If you're fascinated by CCC architecture, you'll enjoy more amazing historic structures nearby in South Carolina state parks, including one of the finest plantation homes in the South, the Rose Hill Plantation. So let me tell you a little bit about this park. This is one of 16 South Carolina state parks built by the Civilian Conservation Corps. They have a fishing pier as well as 2 boat ramps that provide access to the 11,400 acre Lake Greenwood. They have 125 paved campsites, all of which have up to 50 amp service. There is one nature trail that's just shy of a mile for your walking pleasure. There are 4 rentable picnic shelters available for picnics and other group gatherings. And as I mentioned before, the Drummond Center, which is where the CCC Museum is located. Say, that reminds me, if y'all are looking for a way to support this channel, keep this here train rolling full of farm fresh content twice a week, why don't you slide over to my Teespring shop, get yourself a coffee mug or maybe even a t-shirt. But if you don't want to do that, how about you go to buymeacoffee.com, and for the price of a cup of coffee, you help keep this train rolling. You can also visit boondockerswelcome.com. All of the links are in the description. Thanks a bunch. One thing I forgot to mention about the Drummond Center, it's available for conferences, receptions, and other events, and seats up to 169 people. Also, this park encompasses 914 acres in beautiful Greenwood County. Let me tell you a little bit about the campground. The camping area provides easy access to the shoreline of Lake Greenwood. 125 paved sites may be used by both RVs and tents. Each site has water and electrical hookups up to 50 amp service. Fire rings and picnic tables are also provided. Many of the paved sites can accommodate RVs up to 40 feet in length. Sites are convenient to hot showers and restrooms, which are located throughout the park. As I mentioned, there's 50 amp service at all sites. But like most other South Carolina state parks, there's a plug for 20 amp, 30 amp, and 50 amp. There's also water at each site. However, you gotta go to the dump station to do that business. Each of these sites also allow for tent camping as well as RV camping, as I mentioned before. And as always, pets are almost always welcome in these parks, provided you follow a few guidelines. First of all, don't leave your pet unattended. Pets have to be on a non-retractable leash no more than 6 foot long. You will be asked to leave the park if your pet is aggressive, noisy, or harasses wildlife. And for the love of all things holy, clean up after your pets. Let me tell you about a few fun things you can do around this park. You can enjoy fishing in Lake Greenwood. People usually fish for bass, crappie, brim, perch, catfish, and stripers. A valid South Carolina fishing license is required, and if memory serves me, they're available at the Visitor Center. There is a small fishing pier located at shelter number 1 for those of you that don't have boats. There is a tackle loaner program, which means the park participates in the tackle loaner program and is sponsored by the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources. Rods and reels are available for loan at the park office. There are 2 boat ramps, as I mentioned before, that provide private boat access to Lake Greenwood. There is complimentary Wi-Fi and is available for park guests at the park office and the Drummond Center. The wireless service does not extend into the campground. There are 2 playgrounds in this park, both located at shelter number 1. One is more suitable for children between the ages of 2 and 5, while the other one is better suited for children age 5 to 12. Swimming is allowed in Lake Greenwood, but it's at your own risk. There is no designated swimming area and no lifeguards. Bird watching is available at the park, with a multitude of birds to enjoy year-round. And if you've ever looked into geocaching, geocaching is permitted here at Lake Greenwood. Check out the geocaching websites for more details. Well, that's going to about do it for this episode of Eatin Good in the Woods Campground Reviews. I tell you, we've been to several South Carolina state parks, and with rare exception do they ever disappoint, and I think you'll enjoy this one. So listen, y'all going out there, be nice to one another. I love y'all. God bless. Bye-bye.